Hi everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing my Nancy Finch talks. And everyone knows that Nan can talk, don't they? Well, you'd have known that by now if you'd have been watching some of my other talks that I put on here. It's lovely to be here. The sun is shining. It's a lovely day. And I just wanted today to remind you of last week's Nan talk that I did, that I'm hoping that you probably got into a bit. It was how to stay grounded. And I got a few people come back to me telling me how great it was, and that they were outside in the garden, pictures of their feet on the ground, really good. And they did feel better. They felt clearer, they felt much happier, and their bodies felt cleaner, because that's what the whole thing was about, being grounded and clean from things like feelings and imbalances and things that you need to get rid of. So it was a nice way to get rid of that and dispel it through the ground. So I hope if you missed that, go back to watching that. It was last week, which was on the 26th of July. So if you want to look up that particular one, that really does go very nicely and links nicely to today. Today we have a really nice one. How to separate love from loss. Okay, this is what a lot of people need to do at some point in their lives. They've got some loss, feelings of sadness that come along when you think about a person or a situation or something that you have really become attached to and bonded with. You know, it could be a person, it could be, as I say, it could be something of a great job or a really nice friendship or partners, you know. It could be husbands that you're no longer with or wives. It could be anything at all in that combination of how to separate. We need to separate the love from the loss. And anniversaries of things, people tend to get into anniversaries and they go, oh, this is an anniversary, tomorrow will be the day that I lost this, or they have good ones as well, but we're talking today about the things we need, that we don't want to hurt our bodies with or our emotions with. Because every time we feel happy, our cell energy expands and we feel good. And every time we feel sad, then we sort of like constrict, like a microwave meal, if you like. And inside us, all of those chakra energies will be affected, okay? When you feel love, it opens that chakra, okay? That chakra there is your heart chakra. It's really good for keeping your immune system very, very strong. And if you feel loss and you feel sad about that, that's going to shut down. This particular one, this exercise today, is really, really powerful at helping to keep this area of your body working well, which is what we want. This is our immune system. We need to keep that well. So, and we need to basically feel better. Our heart chakra is, it's just one of the first ones to form when we're an embryo. It's the very first one, and it's a very powerful, powerful place. Hold your soul, if you like. So you've got to be really good with this one. You've got to love. You've got to feel love to heal it. And imagine if people get lost and then more loss and more loss, you know, people tend to build that up in their heart chakra and then they wonder why they feel so heavy or their shoulders ache or something, you know, will be wrong in this area. So we do need to keep that well. And that's why I'm really focusing on that today. I've got over 70 exercises I'm going to be playing with. That you've got 26 today. This will be 26. So out of 70. So if you want to go back to looking at any of the ones I've done previous, then just go to www.nancyfinch.co.uk. Really powerful to get involved with some talks, to listen to the talks, or to basically enjoy the meditations I've put up. They're all good. They're all tonics for the body. Some are more geared to different areas of the body, but they're all good. Okay, so I hope you go back to enjoy some of those. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this. It's a bit of a novelty for me. I love being on here and I love being on Facebook. And they're really great platforms for me to show the book I'm writing, which is called The Choice Is Mine. So it is very, it's my pleasure and my honour to be of service to you and for you to use these lovely exercises that I've made up, just because, one, it'll help you, two, it helps me if you give me any feedback, because that helps to go into the book as evidence, if you like, for other people to enjoy and to understand how that works for them, okay? So going back to this particular one, separating love from loss. Now, I made this up a long time ago, and there was a man I met who had just, well, he was very sad, and I said, why are you so sad? He said, well, tomorrow is the anniversary of when I lost my little boy. He was only 2. And he said, every year I think of that same date and I feel very sad. I can't get over it. I'm always going to feel sad. And he was a broken man for it, you know. And I said to him, look, we need to separate love from loss. We need to take that feeling and move that feeling here. And all you have is the love, not the loss. And when you do have a passionate or entangled or bonded place of feelings with people, it gets tangled. You know, we have all those feelings mixed up at once, all together. So we can't, when we think about someone we love, we often feel the loss if they're not here. We don't know how to separate them. We don't really think about that. So I made up this exercise for him, actually, and I've used it ever since on myself, with my own mother, when I lost her, with partners, you know, ex-husbands, people you sort of think, oh, and then you sort of have to separate those feelings so you feel the best that you can be in that situation or from that situation or that person. So with this particular lovely man, I said to him, right, we need to separate it. So if you can do it in your mind, or you can do it as a tangible exercise, there is a ball of wool, okay? This is a multicoloured one, actually. But I'm suggesting that you get, this is a practical, physical thing that you're doing, but you can just do it in your mind. Imagine if you had a ball of wool with 2 different colours in it, okay? And the 2 different colours could be, say, if I asked this man what colour would represent loss, he might say black. Other people have said different colours. It doesn't matter, as long as for you, that's the colour you're releasing, okay? So black, and say love might be pink or yellow or something else, okay? So you've got 2 colours in a ball of wool. What you're going to do, I mean, this is only a single one, so I'll show you something else we can do with that. But you're going to take the ball of wool and you're going to separate the balls of the strands. So you're taking the black and you're taking the pink and you're going to take them away from each other, and you're pulling them, you're unravelling the wool. And as you unravel it, you're pulling it apart, and you have to say, I separate love from loss. So you think about your colour that's the love, and you think about the colour that's the loss, and you pull them apart. I separate love from loss. I separate love from loss. Say it probably about 5 times in a row, or as many times as you like, but that would definitely help to set it into your body, into your mind. So you're separating. Make it into a mantra if you like. I separate love from loss. I separate love from loss. And so you're taking them apart. And the idea is that you get them far enough apart, and you've got a time that you've done this that you're happy doing, or a certain amount of wool, and then you cut off the ball, the strand that's the loss, okay? So there you are. You're going to get rid of that and throw it in the bin. Now you're left with the pink, or whatever colour you've chosen, this area, this lovely little strand of wool. So you're going to take that and you're going to tie it, and you're going to hold it in your hand, and you're going to place it on your heart. And all you've got now is the love. You've separated from the loss. The loss is in the bin. You are now just holding the love. This is a lovely memory. This is the love from that person. This is all the good stuff from that person, that situation. It could be a friend that you've lost, or the good times that you're holding right now. You're holding the love. You're holding the connection you had. It's very important. So you're holding that into your heart. Your heart chakra feels it. And you're internalizing it because you've got something tangible. It becomes more real in your subconscious. So if you haven't got any wool, hardly anybody knits these days. Wool is a good one, but you can use other things if you wanted different colour strings, or if you didn't want to buy wool, you could have acrylic wool, okay, if you didn't want real wool. So anything at all, as long as it's got 2 colours or more. So what this is doing, I'm going to find the end of it here. Yes, I borrowed this from a friend, bless her. So this is a very colourful one. It's got 5 different colours in it. It's got yellow and pink and green, blue and purple. So I am going to choose the colours I want for love. And I'm going to think of someone that I miss. And in my case, it'll be my mother, because she was my best friend and I really loved her so much. And she's been gone quite a few years. But you know, I don't feel sad anymore. I feel the love. The more you do this exercise, the more you're going to just feel the love. And the sadness can't hurt you. And sadness doesn't do you any good at all. it demoralizes your body's energy. So it's an experience, yes, and you can grow from it, but you don't have to suffer it, okay? So for me, I'm going to have the yellow and the pink is going to be my good feelings. This is going to be love, okay? So I'm going to have this, and if you've only got one ball of wool with different colours, that's fine. Or you can just, if you want to, if it's just one colour, you could just do the same exercise I'm doing now, but just do it on a timed thing or a measurement, okay? So for me, this yellow and pink is going to be love, okay? I'm going to separate that from the loss, which is going to be the green, the blue, and the purple, okay? I'm going to separate that. So I'm taking that, and as I'm separating it, I'm taking it with the other hand, I separate love from loss. I separate love from loss. I'm going to do it another couple of times. I separate love from loss. It feels good. I'll do one more. I separate love from loss. This is my love here. That's my loss. So I'm going to cut it just there. Gone. There's one piece. Okay? There's the loss. I don't want that, do I? No. So I'm going to separate that. I'm going to separate love from loss. Go back to the pink. I'm going to chop. There you go. Chop that off. That's the loss. In the bin. I separate love from loss, and repeat the thing again, okay? So you're doing it over and over again, and you're going to keep saying it as you move your hands down, okay? If you had the double one, you'd tear it apart, okay? So I separate love from loss. Really powerful. It's a really nice, tangible thing to do. It does make you feel better, especially when you chuck the other stuff in the bin. It really does. And you've got a whole bunch of this. So supposing I carried on doing that with this ball of wool, okay? It's a big ball of wool. I could do it whenever I felt sad. I'd go, right, okay, I'm going to separate love from loss. So I'll do that, and I would just hold that and run my fingers down it. Or hold a whole bunch of it. If I carried on doing this, I'd have a whole load of it, and I could tie them together. I could hang them up to remind me that's my love for that person, and I'd hold them in next to my heart. Simple. It is a very simple thing to do, but it's really powerful. It makes you feel better. Makes you feel good. Boost your immune system, which is what I'm after doing, because a lot of people, they are getting quite sick these days, and you must protect yourself from that. Feelings can bring you down. It's important that we take those feelings and transform them. If we transform them, we're in charge of them. We're empowered by ourselves. A simple action and intention. And while we're feeling good, because we're doing that, say, I don't know, I do it about 4 times, I guess. Because I'm doing that, by the law of attraction, because I'm feeling better and I'm only concentrating on the love, I'm throwing away the other stuff, because I'm doing that, by the law of attraction, I'm going to attract more things that make me feel love. There'll be love all around me. It'll just be in my consciousness. The more I focus on love. If I focused on the loss, and I kept looking at the loss, whether metaphorically or in my exercise here, I would feel low. My heart would go down. My emotional balloon would be on the ground. And that's not going to be good for me, for my family, or for my friends, or for the world. Because everything we feel, we affect everybody else with. So it's important that we take care of ourselves by recognising a feeling that is, is it loss? Is it sadness? I'll get rid of that. I must just have the love. Okay, the love is very, very important. It's what makes us well, and you deserve to be well. I gave this exercise, well, I've given it to many, many clients of mine, many friends of mine. I've done it for myself with my own mother. As I say, I separated 2 colours. And if you haven't got the wool, you can just do it in your mind. Just do it right now with me. You haven't got the wool. I'm going to have a ball of wool in my mind. I'm going to have this colour for love and that colour for loss or sadness. Okay? I'm just going to move it. I'm just going to separate it. So it's not jangled up in my own head, in my heart. I'm going to move those feelings away from each other. And I'm going to separate them. I'm going to throw that other stuff away. I'm going to keep the love in my heart. It doesn't take much to do. But I'm going to do it in my mind, just to show you now. You can just do it in your own mind, imagination. Just do it every time you feel sad and you've lost someone. I did give this to someone else, a friend of mine, lovely friend of mine. And she had just recently lost her mum. And I saw her in town, and I remember she was absolutely, it was very She'd only been gone a few weeks, this lovely, beautiful person. And anyway, my friend was really upset and crying her eyes out, and her whole world had just fallen apart. So I took her by the hand and I took her into the nearest wool shop. And I said, right, now we're going to pick out the wool that you want to separate. And you know what? She did it. I explained to the lady that was, the person behind the counter, this is what we're doing. And so my friend took it home, and she did it. And she had nothing, she was focused. Because she's focused on the good thing, she was starting to feel like she could heal. And now it's something we talk about many years later. She still feels good. And any time, like on anniversaries, or any time that she misses somebody else in her life, family that we lose, friends that we lose, places that we lose, that we might have lived in a great place, we don't anymore, we might feel sad, we don't. Separate love from loss. So just feel the good moments from that. And if you do that on an anniversary, then you've got something tangible that you can do, a plan that you can do that's going to help you to subconsciously take that instruction and heal yourself. What you're doing is we're sort of talking with a very tiny amount of consciousness, and subconscious, it's massive, 97%. So we're going to actually go into our bodies by going into our mind first, telling ourselves something. And you could do this if you were crying your eyes out, but you're telling yourself you separate the love from loss. It's going into your mind as an instruction, and your subconscious believes you, and down it goes, this feeling, these thoughts. And it causes a reaction that opens that, and you will definitely feel more love, because as soon as that's open, you'll feel comfort. You'll feel that love. You'll feel warm here. And you'll just know, because you'll be smiling instead of crying, or feeling a sense of acceptance and peace inside your heart, which is what you deserve as well. So I would use this exercise on moments, like anniversaries, dates that mean a lot to you, that bring up feelings of emotion, or if it just comes into your head that you miss someone, just do it in your mind for a second. It separates, it stops that sadness from affecting you. You deserve to be that mindful about this, okay? And it doesn't matter how much the hurt has been there, just remember there's the same amount of love on the other side of that. It only hurts because we do love. So if we just keep that love and we separate from the loss, we are in control of our feelings and our body's state of being as well, which is going to help you. So enjoy that. Either if you can get yourself a ball of wool to do and tangibly put in a bin and keep the other bit next to your heart for a bit, that would be great. I'd like to know how you got on with that. You can contact me on my website, or you can comment on here. Hopefully I shall get something come back to me, or come on. You can join me on Facebook and talk to me on there. That's Nancy Finch St Austell. So you can always give me some feedback, and any questions you've got about this, I can help you. But if, as I say, get yourself some wool, or do it in your mind, imagination, doesn't matter. It works either way. Sad tears. Masaru Emoto actually did, that's that guy behind me, he did a lot of experiments with water and how you can actually see emotion in water. And did you know sad tears and happy tears look quite different? They look quite different if you were to freeze them and see the composition of them. That one is really happy and one is really sad. It actually has that much effect on every part of our body, the water in our body. And if you want to get into that, Masaru Emoto, great person to learn from, all the different books, etc. he's done. I'm always trying to promote him, because it was just brilliant what he does and what he has done. So, let's have happy tears. Let's have feelings of love. Let's have a feeling of comfort and warmth instead. Okay? That is your choice. And the book I'm writing is called The Choice Is Mine. So it is your choice. It doesn't have to engulf you. Every time you reprogram yourself over the sadness. If I've got a friend of mine who cries a lot over losing her animals. And animals are people. They're beautiful souls, aren't they, really? So basically she's still mourning over losing her pet. And I just tried to teach her how to just every time she's this feeling is controlling her and it's upsetting her and it mars her happiness for the whole day, just to do that exercise would reprogram the mind a little and help her to be mindful enough to let go, detach, keep what's good. Okay? We don't put poison in our water. Why would we put poison in our hearts? And sadness can be prolonged, can be very bad for you. So let's make it good for ourselves and have the love. So, and you could even take that bit and you know what you could do? You could actually tie it round your wrist. And that would remind you, wouldn't it, of that's the love that you feel. Maybe wear it all day. And that would be something you really enjoy and keep. And it becomes something that will raise your emotional balloon off the ground. So, have fun with that. Come back to me over that, how you feel about that. And it's been lovely being here with you. I do tea with Nan on a Monday, normally about 12 o'clock on Facebook. So a cup of tea and I chat to you, very informal, and I just help to choose which Nan talk that you'd like, that I feel that you'd need if you start to talk about how your life's going or how you feel or what challenges there are. I can help you by prescribing one of my Nan talks. So if you'd like to join me on that, it's Mondays, usually about 12 o'clock. Unless there's any technical problems. Nan talks are normally released on a Monday. Obviously, I'm on YouTube, and that's released slightly before. So have fun with those. Let me know how you feel. Next week, next week's Nan talk is going to be about mirror work. What I mean by that is how to use the mirror and how to really amplify the best part of yourself by lots of different ways of using a mirror so that we can actually realise our full potential by using that particular exercise. I love it. So I hope you can join me for that one. And go onto my website, enjoy the talks and the meditations. Stay well, stay happy, separate love from loss. And I hope to see you again soon. Okay. Thank you for listening and watching. Please share this. Bye.